So, I'm going to talk about scholarships. How can you get 100% fully funded scholarships? Be it in America, be it in Europe, be it in Canada, or New Zealand, Australia. Any of those first world countries, how are you going to get 100% fully funded scholarships? It is possible. When I'm saying 100% fully funded scholarships, I mean they pay for your tuition, fees, living expenses. The one you're going to pay will be your flight ticket and visa. But there are few scholarships. They will pay even your your flight ticket. They'll pay for your visa. They'll be able to pay even for your personal insurance, health insurance. They'll do that. Because I got those scholarships. When I came to America back in 2008, I came under the scholarship called Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistantship Program, where I came to teach Swahili language and African culture at the prestigious school Marshall University in West Virginia. I taught for 1 year with the Fulbright scholarship, which was about $40,000 US amount of the scholarship I got for 1 year. Then from there I got 2 scholarships. I got John B. Kroc scholarship, which is from School of Peace at the University of San Diego, which covered the tuition and the fees. And then I got the Rotary Ambassadorial scholarship of $24,000. The John B. Kroc was $36,000. Then the Rotary Ambassadorial scholarship was $24,000 for living expenses, about $2,000 per month to be able to cover my living expenses. So I got over $60,000 for my master's degree. So that's how I came to America, and that's how I got scholarships and survived in America. I got a green card, but my green card was not through lottery. I remember one day people were talking, this EBM got, why is talking about more about green card lottery? Did he get a green card lottery? No. I got a green card through marriage, and then I became a U.S. citizen through joining the U.S. military. I served as active duty in the finest military on the planet, U.S. Navy here in America. That's when I became a U.S. citizen. So that is a little bit about me. But I'm talking those kind of scholarships because I know them, and I have books about scholarships, and I'll put the link where you can be able to download the free PDF scholarship book to study in America, 498 pages for free, because you are part of the EBM Scholars family. So, how do you get 100% fully funded scholarships? Now you know I'm talking things which I know. So, number one, there is no sympathy in scholarships. If you want the scholarships, go and get them. Make sure you follow all the procedures. If they say we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. To have 4, just give an example. They say we need 3 letters of recommendation. You send 1 or 2, it means your application is incomplete. Does that make sense to you? Remember, you are not the only one on this planet Earth who is looking for scholarships. Just assume how many Chinese are looking for this scholarship. How many people from India who are looking for this opportunity? There is 1.4 whatever billions from China, 1.2, 1.1 billions from India. There are 185 million from Nigeria. These people are so smart. These people are no joke. They are so serious. They are going very, very hard in looking for these scholarships. So don't play around. When they want something, make sure that you follow all the steps. There is no sympathy. Oh, you know, I'm orphan, and you are 35 orphan. Who have you ever seen someone who is 35 years old and is orphan? I've never seen one. Orphan has to be under age of 18 and whatever. So let's forget about that. So, number one, there is no sympathy in looking for scholarships. In all scholarships, apart from other extra evidences extra items I'm going to give you, they will need your transcript, your results to be very good. Most cases, upper second class. This is if you're applying for master's and if you're applying for PhD. Bachelor degree, you need to have a very good results for your high school. That's number one. Number two, those results have to be original. Not in photocopy, excuse me, even you cannot even see the grades. So, results, whatever transcript has to be very good. Number 2, there is letter of recommendation or recommendation letters. In most cases, you need 3 letters of recommendation. So let's say if you're applying for masters, because it's a typical academic. So if you have 3, they need at least have 2 from your former professors or the current teachers, and at least 1 someone to explain about your work if you are working somewhere. The same way if you're applying for PhD. So they have to know, to explain how good you are in terms of academic, articulating things, to do research, to be able to provide the things, and even your future potential, what will that be for what you are planning to do? So it's someone who knows you. Or let the person know what you are planning, why are you applying for that program. So they are going to write a letter of recommendation which is personalized. Not those letters to whom it may concern. No, who is concerned? Write specific, dear Stanford University, I'm recommending EBM for this particular program because I've known EBM from this particular year to this year as my student, but also after that, what I've seen the guy is doing is tremendous. This guy has been doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe what is going to get this education in Tanzania or in America or in this country, we are missing this piece. And this guy, if he's going to get that piece, I believe this community will be very going to be very helpful, because I know the guy is coming to help this community, or is coming to help these students, or is coming to do 1, 2, 3. So it has to be very convincing. So we need to have most cases 3 letters of recommendation, not your buddies, the real letter of recommendation. Make sure you tell them in advance, not on the last minute they are going to write the letter of recommendation, and they have to have a professional email, not the Gmail address, not the Yahoo email address. They need to have the institutional email address. So that is another thing. Apart from that one, transcript, recommendation letters, then we come to the statement of purpose. Motivational statement. What gives you motivation? What motivates you? Why do you want to study at Stanford? Why do you want to go to John B. Crocker School of Peace, of Justice, whatever? Why do you want to go to Marshall University to study in this particular engineering program? Why? These are the few things you need to put just in a high level. No matter what you want to write, you have to put your education experience or qualifications, your work experience. What are you going to bring in that particular department or in that particular school? That means what are they going to gain by you being one among the members of the Fulbright scholar or the Fulbright family or at that Stanford University? What are they going to benefit from you? And then, what are you going to get from there? What you're going to get is something is missing from you or from your country. That means if you get that one, you are going to be complete and you are going to do something. And the last part, whether they wrote in their website or they haven't wrote in their website or in part of the requirement, you have to indicate that you'll be going back to your home country. And what are you going to do once you return to your home country? It has to be something positive related to what you're going to study. Even if deep down you are not planning to come, we say maybe something can come there. I can go for bachelor, then do masters, do PhD, so to be over 10 years. But we say when I finish my masters, I'm coming back to my home country. But if you're for PhD, that is a different story. But you have to indicate, I'll come back to my home country, and upon returning, this is what I'm going to do. This is the point where I'm telling people, when it comes to writing a resume, I'll come there, you need also to have the extracurricular, volunteering. What do you do outside your normal salary? That is what you can be able to prove that I'm very committed to my community, I'm going to help my community. So that is another item. Transcript, good results. Recommendation letters, statement of purpose. Then it comes to resume. I've talked a lot about resume, but overall it has to be very competitive resume, not the resume which has a tribe, marital status. No, not all those craziness. No, about primary school. Where did you had a prefect while you already have master's degree? So who cares about your primary school life? So forget about those. It has to be very convincing, very good. So that is something else you need to add. Apart from that, then it comes to the point of doing the application itself. You do the application, but in the application, they will need English Proficiency Certificate. There are 2 certificates. There are so many, but the most commonly are 2. American and the British version. American is a test of English as a foreign language 12. It is $220 US, almost around the world. Then if you don't want to do that one, you do the British version, which is the International English Language Testing System. You are going to do that one at the British Council in the country you are, and it is around 310, 330 US dollar, depending on the country you are. So that's the amount. The advantage is when you are doing the British version, you are talking, when it is listening, writing, reading, and speaking, you are talking to a human being versus American version. So you have to do that, one of these exams, and to get good results. So the results can be used both in US or in Europe. It doesn't matter which country you are going to apply. Then, if you want to come to America specifically, you have to take the extra exam called GRE or GMAT. GMAT for management, graduate management admission test. GRE is graduate record exam for non-management people. If you are going for medical, you take the MCAT. If you are going for law, you are taking LSAT. And all other programs, they have their own type of exams. So you have to do those kind of things. But in US also, there is application fee to each university you are applying, which is something in Europe you don't have that one. In Europe there is no application fee. In Europe there is no extra GRE, GMAT, LSAT, MCAT. There are no those exams. So if you are in developing countries, my advice will be focus first of all to apply in Europe. That's number 1. Because after taking just one exam, you don't need to have any other extra than the postage if they have to send certain things if they want it from just on the paper mail. But most of the time you do everything online. So those are the few things. But how do you apply? First of all, don't just apply to university if the university hasn't said that if you apply for this particular program, you are going to be given this scholarship. If they haven't said that one, that means you apply as self-financing student. You have to apply the university, which clearly says if you apply, you get admitted, you are going to be guaranteed to be given the money. So that is you need to apply. That's, you have to know the difference with that. So you have to look for full funded scholarships. And don't get into the hands of the scams. Don't send the money through Western Union. There is no any university takes the money through Western Union. No. So that is something else you need to know that. Then from there, you do your application. Do a lot of application, minimum 10. Most of the applications, they start in August to December. As international students, you are applying to start in August or September. We call the fall in US, in Europe, they call autumn semester. So it's August to September, that's when you are going to start. So you apply this year to go next year. So that's why you have to apply many universities so that you can have a guarantee of getting scholarship. If you apply 2, 3, you don't get them, that means, for instance, this is 2021, you don't go to 2022 in August, so you have to apply 2022 to go 2023 in August. So you'll be working so many unnecessary hurdles, which you can be able to avoid by applying so many programs at once. So there are few universities you can apply without English proficiency test, but don't wait for the sympathy. Find a way to do. Don't tell you don't have money. Sell your shoes. Don't tell you have money. Sell your phone. Go and do that test, because you can say you are applying asking for the waiver, and there is one guy in Nairobi is doing the test and has the same requirements like you or same everything like you, and he went extra mile. He took the test. Will be given the opportunity, and they are going to put you down. There is another person in wherever in Ghana, or another person is in Russia, another person is in Palau, another person is in Philippines or is in Nepal. They are going to apply. People in China, in India, they are applying. They are everywhere. So just go, you know, I feel sorry, I'm poor, I'm from Africa. Who cares you are from Africa? Nobody cares. Compete. This is not a loan board in your country. They give you loan because you are of poverty. Lying that or wherever you were walking 5 miles barefoot, they don't care about here. Here, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prove that you have good GPA, you have good work experience, you can do wonders in this world, then they'll give you scholarship. There is no sympathy in your application. So find a way on how to do the better competitive application. So those are the things. But you can ask me one final question. Where can I be able to find these scholarships? So you can go to the Google search, but I have a website which is on the description, which is called www.ebmscholars.com. EBMSCHOLARSHIPS.com. Over there, I post a lot of scholarships. You can be able to find there, but also I'll put the links of where you can be able to find these scholarships. There are so many scholarships, but you cannot get these scholarships without going to do the English proficiency test. Yes, there are few scholarships which can give you the waiver, but better way, compete while you have everything set, ready to go. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. This is EBM out. Remember to subscribe, share this video to others, and welcome if you are first time to the EBM Scholars family.